Hi, I'm Meryem. Welcome to Fluid Soma. Thank you so much for being here today. The class today is going to be about centering and grounding ourselves. And that's going to be really useful for the times when you are feeling scattered, your attention is all over the place, when you're feeling down, or you just have too many things going on in your life and you don't know where to start to feel calmer and more grounded and more in your body. So the class today will help with that. So we're going to start right away, standing up. You can have your feet down on the mat or the floor, whatever you prefer. And we're going to bring the hands together like this in a prayer position towards the heart. And we're going to close the eyes. So to start with, we're checking in with ourselves. We're seeing how we're feeling today, what our body feels like, what our mind feels like, what our emotional state is today, and what our energy level is today as well. And whatever it is, just allow it to be. Be present with it, observe it, and notice it. It's always good to sense the floor through the feet. That's already one way to connect to the ground and get some of that grounding quality into ourself. And now we can bring your attention to your breath. So you're breathing naturally through your nose, inhaling and exhaling. And just notice what the air feels like when you inhale. Is it cooler or warmer? And when you exhale, again, what temperature is it? Does it feel smooth? Is there any fragrance to it? So you can feel the rise and fall of your breath. Great, and let's open the eyes. Super. So just by bringing our hands together like this, we are bringing them towards our center, towards our midline. And already that will help a lot in feeling more grounded and more centered in ourselves. Okay, so let's release the hands here. We're going to stretch out the neck a little bit. So look down towards the floor and then look up towards the ceiling. Down to the floor. And up to the ceiling. One last time, down to the floor and towards the ceiling. And then look to the center, turn your head to one side and then the other, one side and the other. One last time. We're not pushing our gaze too far back, just a little bit, so we don't strain and come back to the center. This time I'm going to bring the ear towards the shoulder. So the shoulders are going to stay relaxed, but we're moving our head laterally this way to stretch out the muscles of the neck on the sides a bit. And one last time here, each side and back to the center. Okay, let's roll the shoulders up and back. Nice deep breath. Inhale, exhale. One last time. Inhale and exhale, and then go the other direction. Forward, moving the shoulders forward. You might hear some cracking, clicking in your shoulders, and that is okay. That is why we're doing this. All right, let's inhale, bring the shoulders all the way up to the ears. Exhale, big sigh, release. One more time. Inhale. Exhale. One last time. Inhale. Great. Let's open the arms to the sides. Big inhale here. And exhale, reach the arms back down. One last time. Inhale. And exhale. Good. Let's reach the arms back, 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 and then bring them forward in front of us. One more circle in this direction. And then let's reverse that direction. Bring the hands forward and then back. Open the chest, forward and back. Great. We're gonna be doing some more movement here, like sun salutation. So we're gonna change our orientation. Our head is going to go down towards the floor and then back up. So while you do this, really keep centered on that breathing. And even when we breathe, our breath goes through this tube in the middle of our body towards the lungs. So that trachea is also placed in the midline of our body. So again, just by breathing, we are focusing on our physical center, on our middle. So by doing that, we kind of bring that energy, that quality of the middle or the center into our awareness and into our state of mind. So that's one of the reasons why it helps to focus on the breath, to get that centering. All right, I'm gonna turn around just to show, but you can stay facing your screen. So we're gonna bring the feet towards the front of the mat here, and then we're gonna inhale, lift the arms towards the ceiling or the sky. Look up, open the front of the chest, open the throat, and then we're going to open the arms. We're going to bend at the hips, and we're going to bend at the knees and fold down towards the floor. Let's keep the knees generously bent here. We're going to soften the back of the neck. We're going to release it, and we're going to start to nod the head a little bit like we're saying yes. A very small yes. Great. And then from here, we're going to come to a long back. We're going to bring the hands to the knees or the thighs, whatever you prefer. And exhale, we're going to release back down to the floor. And then let's step the right foot back and bring the right knee down to the floor. I have a blanket here next to me. If you have a towel or a blanket or anything that you want to put under your knee, feel free to do that. Or you can also just leave it down on the mat, whatever you prefer. Okay, so from here, let's inhale, roll the shoulders up and back, and then we're going to bring the hands to the thigh. I'm going to take a nice deep breath here. And exhale. So the toes of my back foot are tucked under. It's going to help with balance. You can stay with your hands right here, or you can place them on your hips. Or if you prefer, you can lift the arms up towards the ceiling. This is more challenging for the balance, but it can also feel great to open the sides of the body here. Looking up towards the ceiling, deep breath. And then everyone, whatever variation you're doing, you're going to open the arms to the sides. You're going to come into a twisted position like this. So looking towards your left side, opening the arms. And let's turn the palms up towards the ceiling for a moment, keeping the attention on the breath. Great. And let's now bring the palms down to the floor and even turn them a little bit further back, almost like they're facing up towards the ceiling, but from the other direction. And then rotate in your shoulders and bring the palms back up towards the ceiling. And then down to the floor. And release both hands down to the floor here. Lift the back knee up and step the back foot forward. Folding down. And one more time, giving yourself that gentle nod of the head. Like a small yes. Good, and let's take the hands again to the shins or the thighs and lengthen the back of the neck as well. Keep a little bit of engagement in the abdominals here. So bring your belly in towards the back of your body. Lengthen the spine, one more breath. And then exhale, release. Keep your knees nice and bent. We're going to step now the left foot back and come into our lunge. If you want to use that little blanket or towel, go ahead and place it underneath your knee. Let's roll the shoulders up and back, open the front of the chest. And then here, let's take the hands to the thigh. Great. Toes of the back foot are tucked under to help with balance, to stabilize you. And always keeping that focus on the breath to help you stay connected to your center. So you can stay here with the hands, or you can take your hands to your hips, or you can bring the arms up towards the ceiling and take your gaze up towards the ceiling. Good, this is more challenging for the balance, but keep focusing on that breath, on that midline. And then everyone, let's open the arms to the sides and twist. Breathing through your nose. Good. And let's turn the palms up towards the ceiling. And then let's turn the hands the other way, almost like you're going to try to bring your palms up towards the ceiling, but in the other direction, turning your arms in the other way. And then back up, opening the palms to the ceiling, and then down. And let's release the hands down to the floor. Lift the back knee up, and step the back foot forward, folding forward. Good. And from here, let's roll up through the spine to come to standing. Really taking your time. Great. We're going to fold down once more. So here, let's bring the arms forward and up, and then open the arms to the sides and almost reach them back behind you, like you're trying to reach something behind you, and then release the head down to the floor. Bend your knees, really soft knees. Okay. Relax the head. Now you're going to start to move your head like you're saying no, a very small no. No, 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 no. Like my little toddler says, no. Okay, breathing deeply. And let's widen the feet a little bit. So take your feet to the sides a little bit more. And we're going to start to shift the weight to one leg and then the other. So we're going to straighten the left leg, bend the right knee quite a lot, and then change. Straighten the right, bend the left. And again, switching to the right and switching to the left. Switching to the right and switching to the left. And allow your hips to move also as you do this. You can almost feel like your hips are kind of making a semicircle to one side and then the other. Keeping the back of the neck nice and soft and shoulders away from the ears. Good. And then from here, let's bring the feet closer together, and we're going to come to sit down on the floor. You can sit down on your blanket, or you can sit down directly on the mat. I prefer to have the blanket to give me a little bit of height, especially if the back of your legs, your hamstrings are feeling tight, or you know that they're not very flexible. It might really help to have a folded blanket or towel or even a block to sit on to just give you a little bit of support and take the stretch a little bit away from the legs so you can sit upright with a long spine. Okay. Let me just readjust this. All right. So let's sit with the legs in front of us. And for a moment, just kind of like shake your legs a bit. And then release it. Okay, and just notice, how are you in this position? Is your lower back rounded? Is your upper back rounded? Are you leaning forward? Where are you? So see if you can bend the knees a little bit, flex your feet, bring the toes back towards you, towards the shins. And focus on that middle line. So through your breathing, focusing on the breath. Yeah, this imaginary axis kind of through the center of the body. Good. And when you're ready, you're going to take your hands underneath your legs. You're going to hug your legs with your arms, and you're going to lengthen through the back like a long, a book, or a book is not really a good image. It's two-dimensional, I find, but something long, and long spine. And then from here, we're going to start to hinge at the hips. We're going to bring our belly closer to our thighs, but we're going to try as much as possible to keep our spine long. We're going to try to keep our back long, and only at the last moment are we going to release that and kind of relax the head down towards the knees. They don't have to touch the knees, and your belly doesn't have to touch your thighs, or maybe it will touch your thighs depending on your body. But try to find a sense of ease in this pose. If the stretch is too much in the back of the legs, bend your knees a little bit more. So give yourself a nice hug. And let's close the eyes here for a moment. Focusing on our breath, feeling the support of the ground underneath us, of Mother Earth. Shoulders are soft, jaw is relaxed. Great. And then let's release the head, release the hands, and walk the hands back towards you. Let's take a moment to lengthen the legs. So you can lean back onto your hands like this and kind of pedal your legs a little bit. So you're straightening one leg and then the other. Good. Great. And then if you have your blanket or your towel, go ahead and put it to the side. And we're going to go to a lying down position. So we're going to keep the feet bent, the feet on the floor with the knees bent. And we're going to have our seat down on the floor and our head down on the mat as well. I keep checking my mic because sometimes it stands, so I gotta find a way to keep it nice and flat onto my chest so I can talk to you without being bothered by it. Okay. Find the distance between your feet and your buttocks that feels good. So for me, I need to bring my feet a little bit closer in towards my seat just to be more comfortable in this position. Good. Great. Just take a moment to feel your back onto the floor. Again, we've changed our position, and I like to take a moment to just observe what this new position brings, what kind of information it brings. And then let's bring the right knee in towards the chest. We're going to hold on to the knee with the left hand, and the right hand is going to come behind the head. It can be at the base of the skull, or behind more the middle part of the back of your head, whatever you prefer. And your elbow is going to rest on the floor. We're going to take a deep inhale in our belly. And we're going to push the knee towards the hand. And that's going to make our lower back arch. I'm going to exaggerate that arch. And then as we exhale, we're going to release that very slowly, taking our time to come back to our starting position. And we'll do that one more time. Deep inhale in the belly. Exhale, push the knee towards the hand. Exaggerate that arch in the lower back, that curve. And then release, slowly, slowly. Come back to a neutral placement of your pelvis. Just like you would be if you were standing somewhat similar to it. And not exactly the same, but similar. Okay, now we're going to reverse the direction. So we're going to take a deep inhale in our belly. And as we exhale, we're going to flatten our lower back to the floor. We're going to push our lower back to the floor. We're going to bring the knee in towards the chest, bring the elbow towards the face, and then curl up, chin to the chest. Coming up. Deep inhale here. And then slowly, slowly releasing the head back to the floor, releasing that tuck under of the pelvis to come back to a neutral placement and opening the elbow to the side. One last time this side. Deep inhale. Exhale, press the lower back to the floor, elbow towards the face. And curl up, chin to the chest. Deep inhale. And then exhale. And release down to the floor. Head to the floor. Release the foot and the knee and bring the head from underneath the head to the side. And we're going to go to the left side this time. So bring your left knee in towards your chest, right hand to the left knee. And we're going to take the left hand and place it behind the head, either at the base of the skull or the middle part of the back of your head. And the elbow is open. Deep inhale. And then let's push the knee into the hand. Exaggerate that lower back arch. And taking our time to come back to the starting position. One more time, deep inhale. And push the hand onto the knee, arch in the lower back. And then slowly return to a neutral placement of the pelvis. Take your time, nice and slow. Great, now let's inhale here. Exhale, press the lower back to the floor, knee comes more towards the chest, elbow towards the nose, and curl up, chin to the chest. Deep inhale, and then exhale, release back down to the floor, and bring your pelvis back to its neutral place, open the elbow to the side. One last time, deep inhale. And then bring the knee in towards the chest, elbow towards the nose, Curl up. Really pressing the lower back onto the floor. And then slowly taking our time to return the head down to the floor and release the pelvis. And then we're going to release the elbow to the side, release the hand from the knee, foot to the floor, and hand away from the head. Okay, let's turn the head from side to side here a little bit. Like a big no this time, really turning the head from side to side. And now let's take the knees to one side and then the other. Knees to one side and other, twisting the spine a little bit. Okay, and then back to the center. Straighten the legs. Take your arms behind the head, overhead, stretch. Take a nice long stretch like a cat, or when you wake up from a nap or sleep. Deep inhale through the nose. And then release. And you can have here your legs really relaxed, your arms to the sides, either a T position or a little bit lower, palms facing up towards the ceiling. If you need to, you can bring your hands underneath your buttocks and just kind of shift the flesh of your bum away from you towards the bottom of your mat, just to lengthen the lower back a little bit. And we're going to close the eyes. So we're coming to the end of this session. And we spend some time focusing on our breath, focusing on our center, our midline, our core. I like to think of that as my core rather than my abdominals. So this core, this center line, this central axis that's right in the middle of my body, that I can connect to by placing the hands in the prayer position in front of my chest, or doing all of the movements we've done today, or simply also just by breathing with awareness. Which can help a lot on days when there's just too much going on. It's good to slow down from time to time. So we'll finish here. You can stay lying down here in this position as long as you want. Allowing yourself to enjoy this deep rest. And if you have any thoughts, comments for yourself, or images, sensations, anything that you want to write down for yourself in a journal, after you've finished lying down, you can go ahead and grab a piece of paper or notebook and just write down some thoughts for yourself. Or you can also share it with us in the comments section below. So have a wonderful day, and I'll see you next time. Take care. Bye.